Vader said that you got to give people like Mark 10 chances, because that's how many chances kids get in special ed. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Sass here. I'm here for a recap of Inmate to Roommate. Now, before I get started, thank you for the suggestions on the, I guess I should say, African restaurant that I'm going to. I'm going to be trying out some Nigerian food. I put a thing on my community wall to give me some suggestions, so my mouth is already watering, so I can't wait. I cannot wait. And thank you all for putting me on, child. Let's get into this recap, child. Cindy, did you really think that inmate Jennifer was just gonna come in your home being Mindy the maid, Mindy the home health nurse, Jennifer to take care of? Girl, you done lost all of your mind. So we have Cindy. Cindy is disabled, okay? She had her leg taken off because of complications with diabetes, and she says that she is willing to have an inmate stay in her home to help around the house, you know, do a little housework and to help with the bills. There's Jennifer. Jennifer was in jail for 7 months because she was a whole street pharmacist out here. She was out here selling that meth. Y'all know what I'm saying. She was out here selling that meth, okay? And she got set up, she got busted, and she went to jail. She ain't got nowhere to go. And so homeboy of Jennifer's and Cindy's got them together and said, listen, why don't y'all, you know, benefit off each other? So Jennifer gets out. Of course, she's, you know, hey, how are you? Now, Cindy smokes. So Jennifer was like, oh my God, I can just taste that cigarette. Oh, I bet you it's so good right now. Wish I had one. And so Cindy was like, oh my God, it's a stimulant. Oh my God, should I worry? Oh my God, would that be a thing for her to go back to drugs? These have to be the most uneducated people when it comes to inmates, research that I have ever met. You are willing to have a stranger, an inmate, move into your home that had a substance abuse problem and was also a whole street pharmacist out here, and you did no research. You too busy worried about her smoking a cigarette. Girl, that's the least of your worries. Okay? That's the least of your worries. If you're going to have an inmate in your house, your homegirl, who was an ex-inmate, tried to tell you. It takes a lot. This goes in deep. But you just out here in la-la land. Just wandering through life, walking crooked. She wanted a cigarette because she probably ain't had now in 7 months. That does not necessarily mean, Cindy, that she done smoked the Marlboro and then all of a sudden she wants some meth. Oh, Lord. So anyway, they go to a restaurant and Jennifer wants some pizza. Okay, she says she's been dying for pizza. You know, that's just what she wanted. Just like, you know, Aaron wanted bacon, she wanted pizza. So they're at the restaurant and she's talking to Cindy, and Cindy is just looking all wild-eyed and foolish and just... So Cindy goes to the bathroom. Homeboy, what do you think? How you think we're going to, interact? He said, well, I definitely think y'all may, bump some heads, okay? All right, you may bump some heads, but, hopefully y'all can work this out. But hopefully, everything is all good. And then Cindy come back. He was like, oh, God, here she comes. So Cindy sits down, and so she tells her, she was like, I expect you to contribute to the household, do a little cleaning, help with the bills. And so, at first Jennifer was like, oh, yes, of course. But then as Cindy kept talking, Jennifer was like, now, wait a minute, okay? Of course I will help around the house. Of course I will, give a little money when needed. But you expect me to clean the house, take care of you, pay on some bills or all the bills? Like, what do you expect? And so Jennifer said, oh, no. If Cindy thinks that I am going to be cooking, cleaning, taking care of her, paying the bills, and she expect me to be somebody's good old maid, absolutely the F not. She got another thing coming. And I think that's what Cindy was thinking. I think Cindy thinks that this girl who's an ex-inmate, she could come in her home and basically Cindy could just tell her what's what. No, Cindy, that ain't how it works. Okay? If you need someone to help around the house and take care of you and pay some bills and all that, Jennifer ain't it. First of all, you need a home health nurse. That's one. That's what you need. You need someone with some type of medical experience to take care of you. Okay? You need to go through a company, not an ex-inmate who don't have I don't think any experience in taking care of someone who's disabled. Now see, Cindy, we done seen you get around. You got that little prosthetic leg, and when you was going in your garage to get a little drink, you was moving just fine. Child, Jennifer ain't gonna be that long, y'all. Jennifer is not gonna be that long. Yes, if you're gonna stay in someone's home, yes, you should pay something. Yes, absolutely. You're gonna be in someone's home? Yes. You're gonna clean up after yourself? Absolutely. But we have seen the state of Cindy's house. We seen that. And next week is when Jennifer is going to see that. It's a clear difference. In my opinion, I think Cindy just wants somebody up in there to be a maid. Okay? And to pay bills, as she say. She probably wants Jennifer to pay the majority of them, child. We shall see. Okay? Child, let's move on. About Jim and Marisa. You want to talk about someone who lives in a bubble. I don't understand. Okay? Jim, God is trying to tell you something. Okay? Ain't you a man of the word? If God is not trying to tell you something and you're not, God is literally slapping you upside the head, Jim. He is giving you all kinds of warnings. You're not listening. Of all people who should be listening to the Lord is you. Don't you speak through him? Child, Jim and Marisol is on their way to get Mickey. Oh, Mickey, you're so fine, you blow my mind. Hey, Mickey. Honey, Mickey is running game, and he's a liar. Okay? He is a liar. So Jim and Marisa done drove to pick up Mickey, okay? They go to the sheriff's office or sheriff's department, whatever. Did y'all see how those officers was looking at them? Honey, they were looking at them and they said, you have no idea what you're in for. So Jim is talking to the officer and was like, hey, we're here to pick up Mickey so-and-so. Are you familiar with him? That officer looked right dead at him and said, I'm very much familiar with him. Literally looking at him like, you need to stay away from this boy. This man, he's well known. Career criminal. So they're having a conversation. The officer tells him that he has charges in another county. Okay? And so Jim, what Mickey has been telling Jim was totally different from what the officer was telling Jim. Okay? He has some like violent charges, fleeing and don't show up for court. I mean, he has all kinds of charges. Sorry for the lighting, guys. The sun is going in and out. So Jim is like, oh, well, that isn't what he was telling me. I mean, he's done left out a couple of charges. Yes, Jim, he has left out several charges, serious charges, and he is wanted in another county. How much more do you need? And let's just take it into this perspective. You have a wife in your home, and you letting this man move into your home with that wife, then he is already lying, and he left out the charges in what the officers told you. I'm not understanding, guys. So anyway, those officers, as soon as Jim and Marisa left, they just looked at each other and said they have no idea. They have no idea what they are in store for. Jim and Marisa sitting up in their car looking foolish, waiting 5 hours to see if Mickey was going to get out. So then, of course, Mickey didn't get out. Okay, Mickey has to stay. So they FaceTime Mickey. They're explaining it to Mickey. Mickey had this whole look on his face like, oh, really? Oh, wow. Really? Mickey said now, knowing good and well that he knew that he was not getting out. He knew the whole time he wasn't getting out. And so Jim and Marisa done made that drive, done sit in the parking lot for 5 hours, and Mickey didn't tell them a mother freaking thing when they left their house. He knew that he wasn't getting out. He is playing a game. And again, there's more red flags. There's more. Hey, Jim, God is giving you warnings. You're not heeding the warnings, Jim. So then Jim was like, I believe that Mickey knew the whole time that he wasn't getting out. Duh! Oh my God, and this is who you want to stay with you. He's already being shady before he even gets out of jail. Man, these people, they just hopping, skipping through life. Child, let's move on. Oh, Aaron and David, child. Aaron woke up singing, child. Aaron is a singer, okay? Aaron enjoys good gospel songs. Aaron is a Christian. Again, here's David. Well, I didn't know that he was a Christian. I mean, I'm Jewish, so I didn't know that Christianity was important to him. What did you know, David? What did you know? Oh, that's right. You knew that he was tall, and you knew that he had a pretty smile. See, that's what you do. Okay, that's all you cared about. In 2 years, you have talked to to this man. You don't know nothing about this man. Aaron is a Christian. David is Jewish. Oh my God. Aaron just goes around singing and it gets, Aaron just goes around singing and is annoying to David. Child, what a mess. So it's time to eat breakfast. It's time for Aaron to have his daily pack of bacon. Okay? Because that's the most important thing in Aaron's life. Bacon and his sobriety. Okay? So, anyway, they're talking about the household and the rules and, you know, all this. And so, of course, here is David talking to Aaron about picking up after yourself and, you know, contribute to the household and, you know, blah, blah, blah. So they bring up the lease. Oh, that's right. There isn't a lease. Now, see, Aaron has already said, you know, he's talking down to me like I'm a child, okay? I ain't nobody's child, right? Okay, of course I want to pick up after myself. But see, I have an issue with there's no lease. Because see, when there's no lease, all right, there's no type of contractual agreement. I mean, there's no paper trail. There's no paperwork, okay? And so David is like, well, you know, I choose not to do that, okay? I'm choosing not to give you know, you a lease. And so Aaron is definitely side-eyeing that, okay? This is the thing. If I'm going to be staying with someone, it's going to be some type of paperwork, okay? That's what I would want, to cover myself, all right? Aaron was like, well, you know, I just don't want you to just wake up one day and just, you know, kick me out, you know, in the street. You know, because see, David is still a little bit concerned about Aaron's sobriety. You know, he's really gonna work hard on trying to, you know, stay sober. So, but I would definitely want a, some type of paper, you know, trail. And again, David is a teacher. He's a teacher. It just blows my mind. Oh, Daniel, Devin, and Kathy, child. Devin. He had this whole plan to stay at his sister's for a couple of days and then go to drive from Colorado to Texas, okay? And hoping that he gets there in time to meet up with his PO. Kathy had a fit. Kathy said, that's a hot mess. That is a mess. You know, what if something happens? That wasn't the plan. Okay, Daniel said, well, it is what it is. Let's just hope he ain't got no stash at his sister's house. So the sister is letting him stay just for a couple of days, okay, because the last time he stayed, he was using, and she can't have that around the kids. So she give him chores to do. And so she told him he needs to mow the grass, okay? So here he is mowing the grass, and honey, he couldn't even mow the grass right, all right? And he didn't even finish mowing the grass because he was too busy talking to his ex, okay? Girl always involved, some girl that he done met at some halfway house, okay? She was also an ex-inmate. She's also an addict, so she kept saying, come see me. Come see me. He was like, nah, ain't a good idea. No, I need to, nah, ain't a good idea. She said, come on. Come on to the dark side. Come on, you know you want to. Come on. He was like, nah, I'm good. Let me, nah, I bet not, nah. You bet not. I kept saying to the TV, you bet not go up in there. Leave that alone. Okay? And so he made the right decision. He did not go see his ex. But when his sister got home and she seen that yard work that he half did, I said, I was like, she gave you one job, Devin. One. Mow the yard. He complained the whole time. He complained about the tree being in the way. He complained about leaves. He complained about the lawnmower. He complained the whole, and then he didn't even finish. I'm like, Lord have mercy. So the sister is, fussing at him and telling him, you can't even finish one little chore that I told you to do. And then all of a sudden she says, are you using? He was like, oh my God. He was like, no. He was like, no. He was like, you know what? He said, you keep accusing people, ex-addicts, of using. You make them want to go and use. I am not high. I have not been high. I have not used. And so she was like, See, the reason why I said that's because you done lied to me before. Homegirl, listen here. Okay? If you keep worrying about if he's using or not, that's going to make you sick. Okay? You can't keep asking that question every time you are around him or when he gets out of jail and he's out 12 hours. You can't keep saying, are you going to use, have you used it, have you been using? Okay, you can't keep asking that. The thing about it is, you're going to have to trust, okay? You're going to have to trust what your brother says. Is he lying? You'll find out. Okay? All right? What you do in the dark always comes out in the light. And if he is using, it'll come out real quick. Okay? Sooner than you think. You don't have to ask it. You don't have to say, have you been using? Don't worry. You'll know. So the producer looked at Devin. So the producer asked Devin, did you use? Did you get high? And this is Devin. What day? What'd you say again? High. Yeah, see, that's tricky. He said, no. I'm like, Devin, are you sure, honey? Because, see, when you did this to stretch, is that the last stretch? I don't know if Devin got high or not, but best believe, if he did or if he will he be using, we will find out. We always do, child. So it's time for Devin to leave, okay? He packed up. He got to make that drive from Colorado to Texas, okay? 11 hours by himself, okay? He got to get back. Now, he has to get there in order to make it, to see his PO. So he's just driving. Things are going fine. And then the vehicle breaks down. I said, of course. Of course. Overheating. It was smoke coming out of that. I said, oh my God. Was the vehicle not maintenance before you get on the road for an 11-hour trip? An important trip, Devin? Oh my goodness. So now Devin's on the side of the road, y'all. He's on the side of the road. Oh, let's hope he makes it. Let's hope he makes it, child. Let's move on. Last and most definitely least, Marky Mark and the Crunchy Bunch. Okay? So we have Annalise, and She done shut the door in the girls' face and Mark's face. The girls are still fussing, talking about, can you believe that, B? Can you believe that, B? Yes. Honey, you lucky you got somebody like Annalise. Okay? Helpful. Alright? Party City Ponytail. Because I would have snatched you bald, bitch. Okay? You ungrateful heifer. Whom do you think you are? The nerve. So here is Mark getting his stuff out of that car that was leaning to the left. And them two heifers finally left, child. So Mark comes back in. And so Annalisa said, what are you doing? Why are you here? I told you to take your feet to the motherfucking street. And he was like, well, what do you think I'm doing? What do you think I'm doing? I'm going into the room. I'm staying here. And so here's that husband. Well, you know, we need to give him a chance. I will say, that special ed comment. Check for Veda. That was hilarious. And the look on Annalisa's face was like, oh my God. So here is Mark, just not a care in the world, okay? He laid back on the couch, and so she says, do you have anything to say? What do you have to say? You done brought these girls up in my house, disrespecting me, and you really thought that they was going to stay here with you. No, absolutely not. You're not going to disrespect, my home. And that's that. If you can't abide by the rules, you can leave. And Elisa was like, listen, I can't help that them two young ladies don't have anywhere to go. That's not my responsibility, okay? I have nothing to do with them. I'm worried about the only person that I need to be thinking about is you, because see, you're supposed to stay here. That's part of your parole. And we agreed that you can stay here. But them two heifers, no. They're not staying here because they're not my responsibility. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. It just shows that Mark don't care anything about Annalise and Veda or their home. Don't care anything about it because he thinks that it's okay to have two strange women come into these strangers' home because he don't know them either and sleep in their bed. He thinks that's okay. No type of raising, child. So then they start talking about the rules, okay? And so here's Annalisa talking about, well, you're going to have a curfew. You got to be home by 11. He says, oh, no. He says, no, that's not going to work. She says, oh, well, it is going to work. He said, nuh-uh. He said, no. He said, that's ridiculous. He said, I feel like I'm still in prison. He says, absolutely not. And so here is Veda talking about, let's compromise, okay? All right? Let's give this a chance for 2 weeks. And then if you abide by the rules for 2 weeks, we will have another conversation. And then we will talk it over and we will, extend your curfew. And so here is, Mark. Mark was like, no, that ain't even going to work. I'm a grown man. How you going to tell me that I'm going to come in at 11 o'clock? Because you're laying in their bed, eating their food, not working. That's how. You're coming here already. You done came inside these people's houses day one causing chaos. You done talked about their house being old and stale and stinking. When you look like that. Somebody who got busted up braids and run over shoes can't tell me nothing about my home. I can tell you that. You're up in there rent free. Now, 11 p.m. curfew, that's a little tight. That's a little tight. But if you would have went in there and showed Veda and Annalisa some respect, then that would have been different. But you didn't. So, they gave you 11 p.m. curfew. So anyway, Annalisa is still mad. Mark is still mad. So Mark and Veda goes to a cigar shop. And so Mark is like, man, Annalise wear the pants in the family. I see you really can't say too much when you underneath Annalisa's thumb. And so Veda said, I can say whatever I want to. I can do whatever I want to. And we're about to have a conversation. I absolutely love this part. I love the conversation that Veda and Mark had. I love the interaction between Veda and Mark. Veda trips me out. He makes me laugh. He's hilarious. Veda, Annalisa, they make this show. And Mark, I guess. But so, Veda basically said, you need to apologize to my wife. Okay, that's my wife. All right, and you're not going to talk to her any type of way. Now, you may see a softer side of me. You may think that Annalise runs the household. That's cool if you think that. But one thing for sure, okay, you're not going to talk to her any type of way. And you will apologize. Because, see, if you don't, not only is your life going to be hell, my life is going to be hell. He didn't say that. But, you know, he was like, youngin', if you keep this up, I'm going to have to get the short end of the stick as well. Because she's going to be getting on my nerves. So, you know, Mark still don't think that, you know, he's in the wrong with anything. But Veda said, listen, happy wife, happy life, okay? So Mark, he agreed to apologize to Annalise. And so they're talking, he apologizes, and that's all Annalise really wanted. Annalise was like, okay, all right, we could talk about this curfew. They talked about the curfew, and Mark was over there in that little confessional or whatever. And then guess what Mark said? Mark said, y'all know I was lying, right? Y'all know I'm full of shit, right? Y'all know that I'm lying, okay? You know, I'm just trying to get into the good graces because I ain't got nothing else to do and I ain't got nowhere to go. So I'm just running game on these people. Mark ain't shit, okay? Mark didn't mean nothing he said, child. Nothing. He has learned nothing and he don't want to. He wants to be lazy. He wants free room and board and he wants to do what he wants to do. How's that going to work out for you, Mark? Mark, are you back in jail? To my new subscribers, welcome to the family. And y'all know what to do. Don't forget to hit that like, comment, and subscribe. And that's it, y'all. That's it. And until next time, friends. Bye.